What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Oval. This is season 3. I believe this is episode 19, you guys. Let me double check. Yeah, episode 19. The episode is titled Gathering Evidence, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and jump into this review, two things that I got. We're gonna get our normal stuff out of the way. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and sharing the video. Now, before we go ahead and get into the review, I have to say thank you so much to each and every person who has commented on my community post that I posted yesterday about the fact that I had 2 job offers, right? I accepted both of them, right? But I'm going to go with the one that more that I feel is more aligned to what I wanted, right? I'm cool with so I'll give you guys I'm gonna give you guys a story time about what's been going on with my life, since I lost my job in 2020. I'm gonna give you guys a story time about that very soon. But that's not this video. I'm just gonna tell you guys how this happened, right? So I've been doing interviews for jobs since actually March of 2020. No, 2021. Because I got fired in November 2020. After that point, I filed for unemployment. I had to wait for that. I did Uber, Postmates, and that's what I've been doing for the last year, is Uber and Postmates, right? But I got my first interview March of 2021. It was with an insurance company, Liberty Mutual. Did not get that position. Had another one that I came up. Did the interview for it. Never heard back from the recruiter. Never responded to me. Like, I did the voice interview, right? Never heard back from a recruiter. So I applied with them a few times. I did a few interviews with them. I've interviewed with Geico. I've interviewed with who else? Progressive. My old company that I worked for, Allstate. So I've interviewed with a lot of insurance companies. And then the company that I got hired with, I interviewed with them last year too. Didn't hear anything back from them until the end of, actually I really didn't hear anything back from them. And I was like, what the hell is going on, right? So I just said, you know what, reapply. So if you guys don't know, I'm a licensed adjuster. So with that, I deal with liability claims. Liability, auto accidents. When people have accidents, I deal with that kind of stuff, right? So I've been dealing with that since 2018, and it's just something that I've grown to know the system, the process, how to do it, and it's just something that I want to stick with, right? So I said, you know what? I didn't want to stick with liability. I wanted to move over to property. But I said, you know what? Maybe God is telling me that property is not where He wants me at right now. I said, let's go back to auto. I've been in auto for, God, I've been dealing with cars for a very long time, but I'm happy with it, right? So I did the interview, and the woman told me, she said, you can expect the decision within 30, you can expect to hear back from us within 30 days. I was like, 30 days? I'm like, girl, I'm gonna be moved on with my life by that point. Because at that point, I had already had the other interview with an independent adjuster, right, company. And that woman had sent, she said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get with my people and we'll reach back out to you, right? So the week that I did that interview, she actually reached out to me and said, hey, we want to go through with the process of hiring you. I was like, cool. So I did my drug test last Friday, and literally after I did my drug test, I was going to go out to lunch. I was going to get Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. On my way to Cheddar's, actually no, I was on my way back home. I finished eating, on my way back home, and an email came through saying, congratulations. I was like, congratulations, and I screamed, you guys. And when I opened the email, it said, it was my offer letter. And the offer was more than, because they asked me in my interview, how much are you looking for? I lowball myself I always lowball myself for a reason. I know this industry, but this position that I was interviewing for, I didn't know too much about it. I always lowball myself. I said 45,000, right? Because that's that's a little bit more than what I was making at my last job, which was State Farm, right? And suffice it to say, this job pays $63,000. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, hey, making more money, and I'm cool with it, right? So yeah, I just say all that to say thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, you guys' support means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot. And, you know, like I said, we'll do a story time because so much has happened in my life. Even recently, some stuff has happened. The stuff that's happened recently, I'm probably going to keep it to myself. I'm going to keep it to myself. I might tell you guys, and I don't know. I have to think about if I want to tell this what happened recently. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, Siri. All right, you guys. So, once again, thank you. So I don't mean to be long-winded. Like I said, you guys are going to get a story time from me about what's been going on, you know, from losing that job at State Farm to where I am currently. And I'll give you guys that story time one day. If it's not this week, it'll be next week, right? And also, to let you guys know, the review schedule is not going to change up. It's not going to change, right? What's going to happen when I start back working is the reviews are going to go back to being. I kind of like this schedule. I kind of don't like this schedule, but I think going forward, the reviews are going to be the same night that when the show goes off, you guys can expect to see the videos an hour to 2 hours later, right? But what I will say is, give me some time, you guys. Just give me a little bit of time, and we'll get back to the schedule that I used to have before everything happened with my life. But we'll get back to the original schedule. Just give me a little bit of time, you guys. That's all I ask, is give me some time. But with that, let's go ahead and discuss the Oval, shall we? All right, you guys. So I didn't review last week's episode of the Oval, and I'm not going to go back and review it or talk about it. So we're just going to start up with this week's episode, right? So, you know, I was watching this episode of the Oval. I noticed what my issue is with the Oval. It's the fact that some of these scenes, they drag. They drag on. The scenes go too long, right? Because I was watching Medea's Homecoming, and with Medea's Homecoming, although some of the scenes were kind of long, it wasn't like this. Like, some of the scenes were long, but they weren't as long as. And I think with Medea's Homecoming, I cracked up laughing throughout the entire movie. There were some things that I was like, what the fuck? I was actually thinking about doing a review for Medea's Homecoming. You guys can let me know if you want me to review it. And if you guys say, yeah, I'll do it for you guys. I'll have to rewatch it, but we'll definitely do it. But this episode, we see Dale. So Dale comes into the apartment, right? And we see Kareem, he's sitting on the couch, right? So Dale's like, you know, Sharon has been worried about you. Like, where have you been? So Kareem says that he had went on a walk, right? And he says, well, Sharon's over at Mr. Richards right now. So Dale calls, he says, why don't you call her? And Kareem says he lost his phone while he was out on his walk, right? So then Dale calls Sharon up, right? So when he calls Sharon, you know, Sharon answers the phone, and he's like, Kareem is here. So she says, put him on the phone. So she talks to Kareem on the phone, right? And she's asking Kareem, like, where were you? Kareem says he's fine. He says, you know, I went for a walk. She says, I've been calling you. Why didn't you answer your phone? He says, I lost my phone, right? I'm like, of all the lies you could have told, this is what you came up with? But okay, right? So while she's on the phone, she's telling him she's getting ready to come back home, right? So when she gets off the phone and she's getting ready to go over there where Kareem is, Barry is eavesdropping on her. So this is what you doing? Like, you talking to that over me? I was like, oh God, here we go. And this scene, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. This whole scene with Barry, Sharon, Nancy, and Richard, it annoyed me, right? Because we kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sharon about to leave. No, I'm not. Sharon's about to leave. Okay, I'm about to leave. Sharon's about to leave. No, I'm not. Okay, Sharon's about to leave. Okay, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. She's staying. I'm staying. She's staying. They just kept going back and forth. Barry is saying Sharon needs to go. Richard saying no, she's staying. Sharon says I'll go. Richard says no, you're staying. She says okay, I'll stay. No, you're gonna go. And that's Barry. It just kept going back and forth. I was like, what in the fuck? And then at one point, Richard's like, I'm not gonna be disrespected in my house. So Nancy steps in between them. He's like, move, Nancy. No, Richard, I'm not gonna move. Move, Nancy. No, Richard, I'm not gonna move. Move, Nancy. No, Richard, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna be disrupted in my house. Move, Nancy, I'm gonna move you. No, Richard, I'm not gonna move. Nancy, move. Okay, she moves. He grabs him, takes him outside. You gotta go. I was like, really? We couldn't have summed that up in like 5. We could have. I mean, that scene went on for way too long. Like, way too long for me, guys. Next up, Eli. So we see Eli, and he's having a meeting with Sam, Bobby, Max, and Sloan, right? So Sam is sitting down, and he's briefing them on everything, right? So Sam is telling them about Priscilla and about, Richard, right? And more specifically, he's telling them that Richard, his son's girlfriend, is being harassed by the president. He had someone go down to her job, basically kidnap her, take her to the president. They were like, he really did that? He was like, yeah. And it was like, it was Kyle who did that, right? So then, I think it was Bobby who uttered the words that Max and Donald have an affair, because he said that, he's in deep with the chief of staff. So that's when Max, Donald said, hey, not Donald, but Bobby said they're having an affair, right? Which we all know that, right? So Sam confirms that. So then Max, they also mentioned, actually it was Sam who also mentioned about Jason unliving Gene, and the fact that, Kyle was trying to cover it up, right? So then they talk about the fact that they don't necessarily know about what, this situation with Denise, but we know that they're involved, right? So then Max tells them how, with the situation with Denise, he would be the one that would go pick Denise up from her shop, right? And even on one occasion, first lady, actually it was more than one. It was a few occasions where the first lady and both Denise got into that, that physical fight with each other, right? So then Max is like, should I tell him or should you? Talking to Bobby, right? So then Bobby says that, Lily said that, she overheard, them talking, Donald and Kyle talking about the fact that Hunter had unlived somebody. Now, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. When did they have that conversation? I don't remember that conversation. If you guys remember, please let me know in the comments. I don't remember that conversation. Well, I do remember them having a conversation, right? But I believe they were talking about, they had to be talking about, Jason, right? So then Bobby says that Lily needs protection, right? And he reveals that, him and Lily are having, well, actually, it was Max, big ass mouth, who said that they having an affair with each other, right? So then Eli asks Sam if he's compromised if he's compromised. He says, no. He says, really now? Because I heard that you and the first lady had a little situation with each other, right? He says, well, she's made some passes at me and we had an entanglement. I said, no, he did not come up with the entanglement. Okay, Will, Jada, and August Alsina. Okay, they had an entanglement. And Max and Bob was like, did he say entanglement? He sure the hell did say entanglement. So then, Sam says he's getting ready to go back to the White House and, deal with Kyle, right? So Max is like, well, I'm coming with you. He says, no, you don't have clearance. He says, but you can get me clearance. He says, no, I can't. Not after you did that press conference. I was like, oh, God. Max, let it go. Please. All right, guys, so we're going to move forward. All right, you guys. So after the whole situation with Richard, when he put Barry out and told Barry to go somewhere, he told Sharon to text him Kareem's address because he's going to pull over up to Kareem's house and talk to Kareem. When he got over there, Kareem told Richard he ain't got nothing to say to him. Richard kept trying to talk to him, and I know he's afraid, but I mean, damn, dude, you have to be that rude? But he was basically telling Richard, get out. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Richard's like, well, you can come stay with us. He says, you want me to come stay with you and your son. Absolutely not going to happen, right? So Richard tells him he'll be able to help him. He says, you, the butler, help me. What you gonna do? Serve him breakfast? Turn the TV on for him? I was like, rude. They told you not to go to the cops in the first place. So if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself. That's who you need to be mad at, right? So then we move over to Brick. So Brick, he's in Donald's office, and Brick tells Donald where Kyle is, right? And he's like, okay, well, get him out. He says, well, I can't do that because they have a password on it, and it changes every 15 minutes. And the only people who have that password is going to be Kyle. Nope, not Kyle. Sam and Eli, right? Is that his name, you guys? I really don't feel like that's his name. I feel like I made that up. I really feel like I made that up. But Eli sounds right. If I'm wrong, you guys definitely will correct me. So, Brick tells Donald he gave Kyle 2 guns, right? So he wants to know when Sam returns, and he asks him where's the president. He said he's in the Oval, so he says I'm gonna go pay him a visit, right? So what they want to do is an ambush on Sam. I'm like, how do you ambush somebody when he's in the cell? Only thing that's going to be the ambush is the gun. But if Sam is quick, Sam can pop him. Because if you see him go for the gun, you can easily go for yours and pop. But hey, whatever. Let's move on. All right, guys. So we're moving back over to Richard and Nancy's house, right? So we see Nancy, right? So she's talking to Sharon, and she's telling Sharon that she's put some things together, right? Girl, I don't know if you put all this together, because Sharon opened up her mouth and she just let all the tea spill out, right? That about the president doing this and the president, and she was like, wait, whoa, girl, the president? I ain't know nothing about no damn president. What you talking about? I was like, Sharon, please stop before Nancy has an asthma attack. You know what? So she starts telling her everything, and Nancy's like, so are we in danger? She says, probably. And Nancy's like, I don't want to know no more. I don't want to know no more. I'm like, but you already know enough now, girl. It's too late, sis. It's too late. Say it with me. Too late. So then we see Donald. So Donald went to see Hunter, right? Hunter is getting ready to go see Jason. He wants to go see those nurses, right? So Donald says, what is the plan once Jason wakes up, right? Hunter says there is no plan once Jason wakes up because he doesn't feel that people are going to believe Jason and his credibility, right? But Donald lets Hunter know that he believes that Sam is working with Eli, right? And he said, that's short, mother. I'm like, so y'all just gonna keep talking about how short Sam is? Is that the best y'all can come up with, is how short the man is? We gotta try something a little bit better. He's short. He knows that. We know that. So, once Richard got home, right, he got a phone call from Sam. Sam was like, hey, I need you to get Priscilla, because we're going to have a meeting tonight with the vice president, right? I need you to bring everything that you got, right? So Richard's like, cool, I got you. He also has Dale with him because Dale is going to be staying with them. And I was just looking at that house. I'm like, how many bedrooms y'all got in that house? How many bedrooms y'all got? Because, y'all going to be cramped like sardines in that house. But hey, ain't got shit to do with me either. We're going to pause here, you guys. And we're going to pause here and we're going to wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So we see Alan. So Alan is in Donald's office. He's apologizing to Donald, and he's also asking Donald, can he go home, right? Donald says, what time is? He says, it's 6. He says, yeah, go ahead and go, right? But then Donald tells him, like, she was a social climber, right? So it's better that you found out now than later because she never really wanted you. I was like, but damn, Ellie is dead. And you telling him it's better that he found out now? No. So then we see Nancy. She's talking to Richard. She tells him, hey, don't be too mad, but Sharon kind of told me everything that's going on, right? He says, what? She says, I told Sharon that I put some things together, and she thought I knew. So she told me. He says, I didn't want you to know about this. And she says, is there anything for me? He says, not to worry. Because he tells her he didn't want her involved in this because he didn't want her to worry. Well, I'm really confused. What the fuck did Richard think? Because I'm trying to remember which episode was it. It was the episode when he was writing that stuff on that tablet, on that pad, telling him not to talk, give him the phone. Maybe, I mean, damn, Nancy, that should tell you what your husband think about you, that you ain't the brightest person. Because I would have been asking, why are we writing things on little notepads? Why are we not talking about this stuff? Like, I would have been asking those kind of questions. But again, like I just said, it kind of goes to show that, you know, your husband doesn't think that highly of you, unfortunately. Sorry to say that, but I don't think your husband thinks that highly of you. But whatever. So Richard calls Priscilla. He tells her that, hey, they're needed for the press conference, right? And, you know, he says Sam called her. She's like, I don't want to talk about no Sam, right? So then she says, how are we going to get there? He says, Sam's going to help. She's like, oh, God. He says, be cool. She says, okay, I got this, right? So after they hang up the phone, she calls Alonzo, asking Alonzo, can he come over? And Alonzo's like, you know, it don't look right, you know, him coming to talk to his boss's wife in private, right? I was about to say, what the hell? But I just remembered. Didn't she give him them files that Denise gave her? You guys can correct me in the comment section. Because he said he looked over it, but he said, I can't talk about it. She says, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He says, okay, so I'll come over, right? So after he hangs up with her, Alan leaves. He checks Alan's bag, right? So Alonzo tells Alan, I'm coming over to your crib tonight, right? So after Alan leaves, Sam walks in, right? Sam asks Alonzo, is everything okay? He says everything is fine, right? So Brick has, in the meantime, Brick has come in, right? So Brick calls, oh boy, Donald. He's back, right? He said, I guess he said stay on your post, right? I don't know. I guess, right? So then we see Sam. He goes down to the bunker. He's trying to get Kyle to talk, but Kyle is not budging, right? He tells him he's going to, he basically Kyle told him he's going down. I'm like, says the man is in a cell, but Sam is going down, right? Now this scene right here towards the end, the stuff that Kyle was saying, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can utter these words. He said he's gonna, wipe. Now this one I can say. He said he's gonna wipe Sam and Priscilla from the face of the earth, right? And he says, I'm a gay man, but I'm going to repair your wife. I was like, what? I was like, ugh. So you're gonna force yourself sexually onto a woman? Okay. Why? Okay. So Sam went to give Kyle his food that he brought down there with him. Kyle grabs him, points the gun at him, right? And that's actually where the episode ended, you guys. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video. And until the next one, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Also, does anybody know how many more episodes we have left of this season? I do know that there are 2 more episodes left of Sisters before the mid-season finale. So how many are left of the Oval? I'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.